Good afternoon, friends. Welcome back to the channel. Hitchhiking Yeti here, and today I'm in the Myrtle Beach Mall. And there's not a lot happening in this mall. It's probably 70% empty as far as the stores. There's not a whole lot, even though it does have a Bass Pro Shop here. But if you kind of look around, there's not a lot happening here. It's kind of a very dormant mall. But there is a God. There is a diamond in the rough. Right here is a place called Player's Choice, and they have arcade stuff, they have video games, they trade and everything. And then right next door to that, connected to it, is a full-blown arcade where you actually put a quarter in and play a coin-up machine. So by all means, come with me as we go inside and take a step back in time and look at this gem in the rough, this relic inside the Myrtle Beach Mall. Let's go look at this place. It's gonna be so much fun. And this right here is what Player Choice looks like. Player's Choice. They got some really cool stuff here. We have Spider-Man right out front, which is pretty neat. It's pretty good costume. And then right over here we have some Super Mario World on display. There's Han Solo, frozen in carbonite. Got Iron Man, Tony Stark here. So you can kind of get an idea what kind of place this is going to be. Look at that monster Nintendo gamepad up there, telling you that they buy, sell, and trade. And they even have some arcade games right here in the store itself. So right here is the main entrance to the store. But right next door, just to give you a lay of the land, is the arcade. And oh, don't worry, we will be walking through here. It says open, right there is Mario. But check that out in there. That is going to be so much fun. So here we are as we enter. You have a lot of arcade games right out of the gate here. Got some Star Wars. Check this out, Royal Rumble Pinball, Hulk Hogan, Bret the Hitman Hart, Lex Luthor, Randy Macho Man Savage, ooh yeah. That's so cool, man. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, little Batman action. X-Men, wow, that's old, that goes way back. That is so cool. And then we have some Daytona USA over here, little Mario Kart, House of the Dead 2. Check that out, that is so awesome. Here we have Fast and the Furious Drift. So right here we have some Turtles in Time. I don't think I ever played Turtles in Time, to be honest with you. I think I played the other one. It was just called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I believe. And then, oh wow, here's a goodie, Street Fighter 2. All right, Daddy is home. Midway's Mortal Kombat 2, my favorite arcade game. Right here live and in person. It is so awesome to see this thing functioning after all these years. Lord Raiden on the side of it. That is so awesome. Then they also have Marvel vs. Capcom. And then right over here, I know Arcade 1-Up, if you've ever seen them before in like Walmart, they actually came out with Simpsons not too long ago. And they have the actual arcade game of the Simpsons right here that you can play. And then right here we have Ivan Stewart's Off-Road, which I used to play this quite a bit back in the late 80s. It was a 3-player game, a lot of fun. So they have quite the assortment of Nintendo games. As you see, Paperboy. Right here is Punch-Out without Mike Tyson on the front of it. Cubert. And here is a Super Mario Brothers I have never seen before. This one has Super Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt, and World Class Track Meet. And I think mine, when I bought it when I was a kid, or my parents bought it for me actually, let's be honest, had Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt, just like this one. The glare would get out of the way. Here's some classics: Mario 2, Mario 3, Tecmo Bowl. How many hours did I play Tecmo Bowl and Super Tecmo Bowl? We ain't even going to talk about that. Legend of Zelda, Adventures of Link, which is Zelda 2. Man, all kinds of good stuff in here. There's Pac-Man back there, POW. And then we get into some of the Super Nintendo stuff down here on the bottom. Right there is WrestleMania, the arcade game. I own that one. Remember it very well. Way back here in the back is actually Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. There's Top Gear. Remember spending a little time playing that game. There is Tecmo Super Bowl. There's another one of those Tecmo Bowl games. Used to play that a lot. They got Super Punch Out. Nice variety. Right there's a Street Fighter 2. And right here we have, right back there is Ninja Gaiden. Probably made me rage more than any other game I've ever played before, other than maybe Ghosts and Goblins. There's Metroid. There's an oldie and a goodie. All the Mega Mans I was a big fan of back in the day. So much fun. Excite Bike. There's some Contra. Right here's Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. There is a Mario Brothers 3 still in the box. That is $124.95. And right next to that we have another classic, Zelda 2, Adventures of Link. Man, this is just awesome. Look at all these games they have here. Just want to kind of cruise along. Right there is Super Mario. Really good stuff. So when you come in, you have your arcade games over here, and then these showcases right here in the middle is just all old cartridge games from Nintendo. Anywhere from Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, and then the ones right around the corner we're going to look at next is all N64 Nintendo games. Wow, there is NBA Jam. And right there is an oldie and a goodie. That is Castlevania 4. All kinds of good stuff. So right here they actually have quite an assortment of Funko Pops right here on the showcases. And then we can start getting into our N64 games. Right there is 007. There's Alex Trebek Jeopardy. Then they actually have some consoles down here. I remember when they had these like translucent N64, and these things are actually got the price tag, if you see that right, $244.95 for these translucent versions. And the orange one must be real valuable because it's $300. It is $299.95 for it. So if you are a collector of N64 games and you're in the area, definitely try them out because they have quite the assortment here of games. So NASCAR games. Right there is NBA Hang Time. Just want to give you a good overview of what they have. Back there is a WCW NWO. Boy, that's some memories. And right here we have WCW Mayhem. It's got Bill Goldberg on the front of it. And the WCW Nitro and WCW NWO Revenge. Very much a cult classic for video game collectors. I know I was a pretty good fan of that game myself. Here we have quite a few Mario Party games. We got some Madden stuff. And then right here you see these gold. We have these gold cartridges. That's all Zelda stuff. Ocarina of Time, which might be one of my favorite Zeldas of all time actually. That and there, the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, the gold cartridge, they're wanting $84.95 for that and $48.95 for the gray cartridge. And then on back there in the back, Majora's Mask is $84.95 and $89.95 because the one is a little bit more expensive because it is like a 3D print graphic on it. So that's pretty neat. There's some Killer Instinct gold. which was just Killer Instinct 2 from the arcade, more or less. Oh, this is pretty cool. We have a Mortal Kombat Raiden collectible here. That is $48.95 for that. And then go over here, we got Lord of the Rings. Look at this dude, right out of the movie. That is so awesome. So this is not just your basic video game retro store, because look at all these DVDs they have here too. And I'm going to show you their comic books right here shortly. But this is all DVDs, oh my God. All right, and right back here in the back of the store, we have their comic book collection. And they have a ton of comic books, to say the least. I mean, just look around. This is all comic books. Marvel. Look at that. So when you're walking around and you look up and you see Superman, that's actually Brandon Routh's Superman from Superman Returns, if you didn't know. I know, because I'm a big Superman fan. And right through here, we have no shortage of Funko Pops. Funko Pops are just taking over the world. I really thought these things were going to fade away like a few years ago, but they just keep hanging around, man. People keep buying these things. Funko Pops are just everywhere. All these stores I go to, Comic-Cons, Funko Pops are all over the place. And they're all over the place here. They're not slacking. They have your hookup on some Funko. So right behind me was their DVD section, and then right here we have their Blu-ray section. Tons of Blu-ray. Then back here on this back wall, they just have it adorned with all kind of anime and Dragon Ball Z movies and shows. If you don't know what that kind of stuff is, this is kind of what you're looking at. They have a lot of it. Some Dragon Ball Z stuff. So right back here next to their comic book area, they have some GameCube games and some little bit of artwork back here also from Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. Kinds of cool things back here. There's some more Zelda artwork. If you're a fan of Legend of Zelda, like I am, I love stuff like this. And right here is their GameCube collection. Mario Sunshine. And I actually have this disc somewhere at my mother's house. Promotional disc. I actually got that. And they're wanting $78.95 for it. Here's Wind Waker. Here's Mortal Kombat Deception. That's a goodie. These for me. Give a quick little pan through of some of this stuff. And they have some other like figurines and things like Doctor Strange back here, Sonic the Hedgehog. And here is their PlayStation 2 collection, which is quite nice. Let me just look at all this stuff they have here. NASCAR Thunder 2004. Wow. That's taking it back a little ways for me right there, my friends. Back in the early 2000s when PlayStation 2 came out, this right here was the first game that I have on my console. I almost played this game too much to see straight. No kidding. Madden 2001. Look at this right here. We have some old Genesis games in here. Right there is Mortal Kombat Genesis game, which was very important back in those days because it was the only Mortal Kombat that I think on home consoles anyway in the beginning that actually had blood and the fatalities in the game.
I'm pretty sure.
Remember, you had to hit the blood code or something. It was like ABA, BA, CBAB or something like that. I can't remember it, but I remember there was a code that you could put in and unlock the fatalities and the blood in Mortal Kombat. Because the Super Nintendo version, which I had, didn't have none of that stuff. Had sweat So right over here we have PlayStation 3 games, PlayStation 5 games, PlayStation 4 games, and oh yeah, by the way, a really awesome Darth Maul shirt. That is freaking awesome right there. And right here we have some original Xbox games, quite a few of them in here. Some old Halo. I'm sure there are a few people out there that's put an hour to a Halo. And this here is Combat Evolved. That's the first one right there. And they also have the Xbox One gaming area. Nice little collection of trades. Speaking of Halo, quite a few Halo games there. And yes, we have more Funko Pops. Okay, Scrooge McDuck right there. That's pretty cool. And right here on the back side of the Xbox One stuff, we have some Nintendo 3DS. It's like some Game Boy games. Quite a nice collection here of that, if that's your jam. Right here is some old PSP. You don't see them much anymore at all. But they have a nice little collection of them. And the PSP also had their own movies. And this is where they're located. Alright friends, that will conclude our tour of Player Choice Video Game Store. And now we're going to go next door to the arcade. Probably not going to do no talking there. There's going to be a lot of music and stuff. We're just going to breeze through and see what kind of games they have available for your play and pleasure right here in Myrtle Beach. Alright, here we go. Whoa. Step back in time. Look at this right here. We have Galaga, Pac-Man right up front. Right here we have some Double Dragon. Dr. Mario. And look at this right here. We have Super Mario Brothers. Ten-yard fight. Here we have track and field. just walked out of the arcade area, and right next door, look at what they have here. They're not done. They have, look at all these old arcades they got in here. Check that out. They are loaded to the hill with pinball machines. Alright friends, that will pretty much do it for me today here in the Myrtle Beach Mall. Player's Choice Arcade Store was amazing. It was so much fun to go in there and check out all this old retro stuff. And the arcade right next door was really amazing too. So that being said, that will complete our video today. If you are in the Myrtle Beach area, go in there and check them out. Tell them the Hitch, Hike, and Yeti sent you. And if you like today's content, please think about subscribing, give it a thumbs up, put a comment down below. I love reading them. Until next time, I'm the Hitch, Hike, and Yeti, and I will see you friends in our next adventure. Y'all, please stay safe out there.